Yeah.
Speechless, really. And it's like, we were 1-6.
Stunning.
We're 6. We went 6-1. We're 7-7. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're not supposed to throw that word around, but it really is.
Yeah, it really is. Cheers to episode 102.
Bottle.
Cheers.
Bottle.
Bud Light.
Cheers.
Bottle.
Two-hearted bottle.
I just have water.
Insert a Lions logo right there.
Oh.
This is basically blue Kool-Aid.
Did you guys drink some last week?
No.
No.
Depressing.
Just forgot about
Metaphorically,
it.
yes.
Yeah. Welcome into the number one sports podcast in Michigan. It is Sunday, December 18th, a Sunday night recording after the day of football has wrapped up, except for the Sunday night game. And two things. And our Detroit Lions are 7-7. And
Guess who's back again. Shady's back.
Evan
there it
is
is.
back. Okay, I probably gotta stop or else we get copyright. Evan,
Wow.
what's your message to the people?
Oh, feels good to be back. Shout out to the replacements. Probably did a better job than me. There was
Connor's head just
co-host
got
last
huge.
week was saying how you guys were so sick of them and done with them that you're just going to make me talk for the next hour.
That's not what we said.
No, he was joking about it. He never said that you guys said that, but he's probably happy that I'm back.
Yeah, I hope you.
We're happy you're back.
I hope you wrote down your daily recaps for the last 2 weeks, and that's what we joked. Like for the first hour of the show, just be Evan going day by day of the last 2 weeks.
No way. It's the same stuff, different day.
It's Groundhog
Busy.
Day.
It just
You haven't
busy.
done anything cool.
I bought a car.
That's
See, you're gonna have
sick.
a great recap.
Yeah, that's sick. I love that. So to preview the show, we'll have weekly check-ins. Evans will be much anticipated to see what he's been up to. We have Lions
Remember that part.
Lions football. Maybe not as anticipated from Evan because he was busy today. We have the Jets game, a quick, brief Panthers preview. It's almost impossible to preview a game on a Sunday the week before. We'll do our best. And then we just have generic Christmas. I have a couple Christmas questions I thought of today, but any generic Christmas questions or thoughts, some general discussion on the holidays, since this will be our last episode before Christmas. And then, similar to last week, we will close out the night with any miscellaneous topics, such as our college football teams, college basketball teams, any other Detroit sports storylines going on, and even the World Cup. I threw that in because that was a big storyline today. With all that being said, let's kick it to Evan. Evan?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for Grant and I even talk for a while.
Just
So,
a high-level overview of how you've
or
been.
detailed. Whatever. What have you been doing?
What
Where
have
have
I
you
been up to?
Alaska.
Poor timing by me. Podcasts, doing it late at night. Something comes up. Just unavailable. What was I doing for the 100th episode? I don't remember. 2 weeks ago, what was I doing?
Probably at practice.
Probably
think it was
a game or practice or something like that.
Yeah.
Last week was definitely a game. Unexpected stuff popped up when I least expected, so it delayed me a little bit more. I went to the Lions game thanks to Grant. Last Sunday, I went to the Vikings game, and that was like the first time I can actually say that was like completely invested into the Lions game. Like I'm invested, but not to like where if they lose that game, like my whole week is like ruined because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was invested into that like I would be for like Michigan State athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Evan.
So
During the 11-win season.
yes,
Not last year.
no.
No, Evan
2
was
years
still
ago.
pretty invested.
Last year.
We got that. It's basketball season.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I bought a Jeep.
Baby.
Thanks.
What kind of Jeep?
A Jeep Wrangler, 4-door,
Oh my
Hard
God.
top.
4 doors.
What color?
black. all black. Black rims, black top,
Wow.
black paint job.
You bought Wilkins' old car.
No, I did not buy Wilkins' old car.
Not a
looking
Jeep
at it.
truck, correct?
Not the Gladiator, Alex. Come on, be a car guy.
Looks nice.
I'm just
looking
not
at
a
it right
Jeep
now.
guy, but
Saturday, I did not drive it anywhere. I was a lazy bum on Saturday and just watched football, basketball,
and
literally all day.
You deserved it.
I haven't really. I just got it on Friday, so it's like still new. So I haven't been. I drove it to Reffing today, and that
It's gonna feel good.
For 8 hours.
when you drive to school and you're not getting dropped off by your dad
Yes.
tomorrow.
Daddy's
That would
on-
be a big day.
I'm on break though. On break, Alex.
All
Beautiful.
right.
I guess that's
Lucky them.
something new thing. I'm on break.
Perks of
Other
a
than
teacher.
that, it's just been busy.
You got
Nothing
a name?
really exciting.
You got a name for the Jeep yet? You gonna name the
I
car?
don't yet.
You don't have to.
I didn't,
Some
I
people
didn't
think
name
that's
my
weird.
vehicle. Grant's a big name.
No, I feel like you need to name it.
When I was little, like in high school,
I mean, I'll
wanted
take
to name a car.
suggestions. Grant, LaFonda. It's a great car.
In high school, that was I wouldn't name a car now. I've changed.
You haven't named your new car?
No,
Your mom's car? That's now your car?
I think by default it's become my car.
Is it yours now?
It's still a weird conversation. My mom's always like, I missed that car. I want it back. And I'm like, well, I might just take it. Take it any
Hey,
day.
Mom. Interesting.
Yeah, other than that, I don't think nothing too exciting.
That is disappointing, Evan. I really expected
I
to
don't
do-
I do the same
Like,
thing
I
every
thought you
single day.
went
I just been busy.
Morocco and you traveled the globe and you did a bunch of cool
I had
stuff. And that's why you were gone.
podcast interviews to leave you guys. That's what I was doing, Alex.
He was at
You got
Rico
big
Beard's
dollar.
house.
That was at
Oh.
Rico Beard's house.
You should take Rico's job.
Me and
Cut.
Rico Bosco were actually trying to talk to make a new podcast.
Yeah.
Can't believe he came back.
That's part of my weekly recap. I've been way too invested in that scandal. Just all
Does
angles of it.
anybody? I just need to know, Grant. Did he actually have an offer somewhere else, or did he just
No,
like
he
quit?
didn't. He lied about it.
That's what everyone's saying, but I didn't know if anybody really knew.
He called. KFC put a minute video on Instagram about this. Hilarious video. Basically, Rico created a fake Twitter burner account and was
He has plenty
harassing
of those.
another employee's wife. And so, like 95%, yes, 95% of the office does not want him back.
I saw that everyone didn't want him back, and I thought it was just like petty. They were mad he left.
No,
But
he
I
was
guess
harassing.
Wasn't aware of this
another
extra
employee.
detail.
Yeah, he came out as he left, like, oh, burning bridges, like I did this, like, and so then people found out, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna accept him back, and he did this, and so it's been quite the.
He came.
Big
he
Cat.
called.
Big Cat was pretty sad about it. Like he's wrestling some demons on his decision.
He called like Dave or somebody begging to come back, like crying over the phone, just like begging that he couldn't feed his family if he doesn't get a job.
Oh, I'm sure he made plenty while he was there.
Probably not
To
enough.
have
He
to not
doesn't
have
do
a job
anything.
for a little bit if unless he wastes all his money immediately.
What's his name? Terrence. What's his name?
Yeah, I think that's his real legal name.
God, he
Rico
sucks.
Bosco's name is Terrence.
Yeah, that's why he threw the high noon at
Terry.
Big F.
Terry Bosco.
That is one of the funniest videos I have ever seen.
Yeah, that's crazy. That took up some of my week.
Yeah.
The only other thing I wrote down was that winter is fully arrived in Minnesota. It snows every day here, and it's just exhausting, guys. It's just you wake up and you look outside, and you're like, oh, cleaning the car again. Got to get my ice scraper and duster out, and you're gonna sit in the car. My hands frozen.
We need a remote car start, Grant.
I do have that, but it only helps
Use
so
it.
much. I do.
Oh, I don't have one, and I can tell you, when I had one, it was awesome. I never had one actually.
Yeah,
when I
but
used
it's
my
just
parents'
like-
car and they had one, it was awesome.
It just heats up the outside, so it melts. It's not like the inside's not all warm and fuzzy when I sit down. It's still freezing.
It's like 20 degrees warmer.
It's just a lot. It's definitely worse than
That's
Michigan
seasonal
winters.
depression already. It's December 18th.
The weather, no, I wouldn't say it's just more of like a nuisance more than like being depressed by it. Just
Same thing.
I was kind of under the tough guy impression. Oh, I'm from Michigan. It can't be that bad here. No, it's worse. It's 100% worse. So
Bad.
Sorry to hear that, man.
it's okay. get through it. Also, people here drive like imbeciles. That's a theme that we've talked about even when I first moved here. But you would think with their years and years of these type of winters, they wouldn't freak out by snow. The other day, like, you know, when there's like a very light snowfall that starts to come down and the actual lanes on the highway aren't really slick, like there's tire tracks that people have already gone through, and the only time it's a little sketchy is when you shift lanes because like that middle stripe is a little bit covered more than the rest. We're talking that level of snowfall. People are going 35 miles an hour on the highway, and I'm just sitting behind people like, what are we doing? And like all 4 lanes are 35, like, so there's not even a fast lane anymore at that point, and it's just like,
better safe than sorry, Grant.
I'm not like in Tennessee. Like, this is Minnesota. Like, these people should know how to. They should all have trucks. They should all have 4-wheel drive. I should be the one, if anything, going slow in the Honda Accord, and I'm trying to push like 50, and I'm just like, nope, let's go 35.
Are most of the cars 4-wheel drive, bigger vehicles?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, in Michigan, that's not really the case.
No, a lot of Chevy Equinoxes and SUVs in Michigan.
I guess a lot of soccer mom vehicles.
Ford Explorers, Chevy Equinoxes, the usual. Alex, bring something to the table that's really going to impress us. It's tough because our weekly recaps we last recorded Wednesday, December 14th. So
yeah, it's only been a few days.
The rare Wednesday, Sunday turnaround.
I saw a movie, but Evan thinks it's lame. So
I never said I think I've just never seen the first one.
I saw the second Avatar on Friday.
Oh, I'm going to see that tomorrow, Alex. So you can kiss my ass.
Avatar or Babylon?
I don't know what Babylon is. I mean,
I've heard one with like
I'm going to
Brad
see
Pitt
Avatar
and Margot Robbie.
I saw Avatar on Friday by James Cameron.
Yes, friend of the podcast, Ben Botcher, reached out to me, and I couldn't because of practice.
4 hours?
I told him that you would say no. It was 3.5.
Oh, I'm not watching that.
It was long, but entertaining.
Brutally honest.
And since Evan hasn't seen it, I will just let him. Yeah, have you even seen the first one?
I have not.
I have.
Really? That's stunning for you.
I'm gonna try to watch. I don't even know what channels. Where can I watch it? I'm gonna try to watch it tonight.
I don't know, but you need 3D goggles.
I don't want to watch in 3D.
You do not need 3D goggles.
Goggles, not glasses. You need goggles.
What is it called?
It's called Avatar.
Last Airbender.
I typed in Amazon.
Oh, Grant.
Oh, I guess we're talking about different things.
Yappa yip yip.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I'm totally messing around. I know exactly what we're talking about. I'm just trying to get everyone rattled.
So, Grant, did you actually see the first one?
Yeah, ask me where I watched it.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Is it really?
Who is that?
There you go.
The original.
Oh, nice.
Disney Plus
well, Disney
would
bought
be,
Fox.
Disney Plus would be the what?
You didn't know Disney bought Fox?
No.
Grant, if this country goes bankrupt, we're going to Amazon and Disney to ask them to bail us out.
Amazon own this country, this world, honestly.
How did Amazon get roped in? We're talking about Fox.
They're also just a gajillion-dollar company.
$1 trillion company.
Disney is a monopoly that needs to be checked. I didn't know they owned Fox as well. That's just way too much.
They own the entire entertainment system, basically.
What about Warner Brothers, CBS? Are they still on their own?
Warner Brothers is owned by Fox.
It's owned by Disney.
So Disney.
I took a lot of media classes in college, and my teacher would be shaking their fist right now.
So what do you think of the first one, Grant? Can we get back to that?
Well,
you probably hated it.
It goes into the question of ask me how I saw it. I watched it in the back of the car when they used to have fold-down TVs in cars on the way to up north. So
then it was
let's
probably
just say,
terrible.
like,
probably
all
got car
the
sick.
Beautiful color effects didn't really hit in the back of an SUV. It was all right. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this in. I just remember young Grant was a little.
You gotta leave that.
I think everyone was a little bit.
I wouldn't say everyone.
Evan,
you don't even know. Your boy's about to be rocked when you see Volume 2.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Evan, the actress that plays Gamora, she is one of the blue people that Grant's referring to.
Ah.
So yeah, Grant, I guess you don't really know if you liked it because you watched in the back of the car and your 13-year-old mind, or however old you were, was distracted.
Yeah.
But the effects I thought were really cool. Sorry, Ben, friend of the podcast, Ben B. I went with him. He thoroughly enjoyed the movie. We both left thinking that it will make a lot of money at the box office. Maybe not $2 billion like the first one. It also needs to make $2 billion to turn a profit. So that's how much money this movie costs for the effects and all that, which is insane. But, it was really good.
I mean, how is it not good if you spend that much money? If you gave me that much money, I could probably put together the best movie ever made.
Well, the first one was technically the best movie ever made. Money-wise.
Okay.
Because of the re-release.
Right. Money-wise.
Well, it was number one the first time. Then it got passed by a Marvel movie, so Grant's turning over in his grave.
I thought Top Gun Maverick just blew everything out of the water this summer.
No, not even close.
This is James Cameron, right?
Then, yeah. He's got like the two of the highest grossing films of all time.
What would you say his best movie is?
Oh, I remember.
I've never seen Titanic. I would just like to put that out there on the record.
Me either. Did he do that one?
Yes, he did.
There's only one right answer.
James Cameron, best movie he's ever done.
Yeah. Far and away.
I would need a list of what movies he's made.
I mean, Aquaman starring Vinny Chase was by far the best movie that man's ever done.
Not real movie.
Evan, have you ever seen Entourage?
No.
I think you'd enjoy it. It's fun. It'll make you
Clearly, Evan doesn't have time on his schedule to watch
It'll make you want to
television.
be younger. Just like on your way to and from practice in the Jeep, just prop your phone up on the dash and just watch episodes of Entourage.
Yeah, and
James
just don't get in a
Cameron's
car
a
accident.
weird man.
It's a weird dude, yeah. I also saw there's going to be 5 Avatar movies, and they filmed 2 and 3 simultaneously, so 3 will release in like 2 years.
You just look at all the movies that James Cameron made. It's like Aliens, 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 and then there's a couple.
He's a sci-fi guy, and then Titanic, I guess.
Titanic and
Just
Rambo.
doesn't fit in there at all.
I mean, Evan, you will. It's good that you know he's weird going into this movie, but if you just watch Avatar 2, you'd come out thinking, wow, James Cameron must be a weird dude.
It is. Yeah, I don't know.
He's like the George R.R. Martin of Aliens.
Ben told me that he spent like 6 months. 6 months in a submarine to get inspiration for this movie, just like 40 feet underwater for like several months.
How does being in a submarine help?
Well, I
There's
mean,
no
you'll see.
windows.
This movie is all water, so
There's no windows.
I don't know.
All the water.
I'm sure there's some windows in the submarine, at least
I
like a little peephole.
Don't think so. You can't have a risk of.
That's just all.
Jesus, Grant. Get your head out of the gutter.
Oh, that feels right.
I got to take it to get off my chest about football.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
I have NBC pulled up on my side laptop here. I don't need Steve Kornacki in football. He's fine if he stays in politics.
He's giving me the breakdown of the playoffs.
Is
I'm
he
just
the
like seeing
playoff
him-
predictor guy?
Yeah.
I don't need it.
I'll be honest, I never watch the NBC like pregame show. Almost
Really?
ever.
I rely on that for like my weekly recaps of what happened in the league. Whatever Jason Garrett and Tony Dungy spin in the NFL is what goes into my brain each week.
Yep. That is right.
The
Jason
authorities
Garrett
on the
is
NFL.
right.
Oh, and Mike Florio. Don't need to be seeing him on the TV.
Just know that we're a playoff team, Grant. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Should we get into that?
Yeah, I mean, other than me seeing Avatar,
Oh, yes. Not to cut you off on your weekly recap.
Yeah, I just, spent the weekend by myself, just like Grant does every weekend. So, pretty boring.
Drank by yourself too, right?
I had a beverage or two last night. Nothing crazy.
I'll be
I
honest.
got wasted.
I didn't really drink that much at all. I made the coffee and put like a little bit of whiskey in it, and I just didn't taste great. I
Happens.
didn't want it.
Happens.
Saquon looks poised for 300 yards.
Oh, I watched another movie too that I
Jeez,
just,
dude.
off the record, I just think that you guys should watch it.
Off the record, what could it be?
Fun. It's a funny moment. I just don't want to get belittled for the rom-com variety.
Well, if it's just about a rom-com, I'm not cutting that. That's soft.
No, it's called That Awkward Moment, I think. You guys seen it?
I've seen a trailer
see.
for it. Zac
With,
Efron?
Michael B. Jordan, Zac Efron, and Miles Teller.
Look at me.
Oh, that was on TV not that long ago. I watched a good chunk of it before I left.
It's a good movie. You guys should watch it.
Speaking of Miles Teller
It
rom-coms.
won't hit for... Actually, yeah, it would. You should watch it.
Okay. That awkward moment when?
Yeah, good movie. It's on
Miles
HBO
Teller
Max.
also has another good rom-com where he gets stuck in an apartment with a girl for a whole snowstorm.
Really?
It was like a Tinder match. He went over there. They did
Is
the
this a new
dirty.
movie?
They
Can I
woke
add this
up.
to my list. Alex, name of your movie. Sorry, I missed the
That
first one.
awkward moment when? I think.
When?
It's on HBO Max, so you have that. You can watch it.
Oh.
When's Evan going to get the time?
Can't watch it on TV, Evan, because there's F words in it. You don't want the clean version.
Can you give it to me again, Alex? Sorry, I lost my list.
That awkward moment when on HBO Max.
I have mine for you as well, Evan.
Yeah, I want to add
I'm
yours
ready
to my
for
list.
it. Go
Grant.
ahead.
It's called Two Night Stand.
I'll remember that. I don't need to write that down.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm just going to watch it right when we're done.
That'd be a huge list.
What's it on?
I don't know.
Evan, I just need to know. What is your list? Just rifle through it really fast.
Well, there's 33 things on this list, Alex.
Holy God. Fast, Evan.
Okay, you
Speed
ready?
read
Here
it.
we go.
Yes.
Clayton's What If, The Boys, Invincible.
You haven't seen
Outer Banks, 13
Invincible?
Reasons Why, Witcher, Vikings, Ted Lasso, Prison Break, The Devil,
Where's Prada?
The Devil, All the Time, Power of the Dog, Nightmare Alley, Foxcatcher, Eddie and the Eagle, Blind Spotting Dog, Wind River, Hell of the High Water, Brothers, Prisoners, Windfall, Judge, Shame, Punch Drunk Love, The Founder. Two Night Stand was already on here, Grant, The Gift, Devil's Advocate, The Opera Moment When.
Hey,
'Cause
Evan,
I think we talked about that.
just a
on
thought.
previous show.
but your list is going to keep growing if you never watch anything.
You know, Alex, true. You know what I love rewatching?
There's
is
a
over
lot
and
of
over
good
again.
stuff that you just didn't watch on there.
Yeah.
Are
Game
you
of
guys
Thrones.
ready?
Ted Lasso.
You guys ready? Buckle up.
I don't have Apple.
You have a list?
Oh, big.
Oh,
You
yes.
have a list
I'm ready.
too?
This is since like 2019.
I've cleared most of my list.
Haven't watched like a single one. I might
All
die
right.
with this list.
Rifle.
American Psycho, Basic Instinct, Aaron Hernandez Doc, Shutter Island, Inception, Pulp Fiction, Good Will
Good.
Hunting, The Matrix. Well, I watched some of Good Will Hunting. A Brilliant Mind, The Fighter, Warrior, Lone Survivor, Super Troopers, Bad Times at the El Royale, $1 Million Baby, Fool's Gold, Sweet Home Alabama, Pretty Woman, The Campaign, Pineapple Express, Officer and Gentleman, Roadhouse, Grumpy Old Men, Back to the Future, When Harry Met Sally, Mean Girls, Parasite, Molly's Game, Silence of the Lambs, Life as We Know It, Interstellar, Titanic, Tombstone, 310 to Yuma, Red Sparrow, Into the Blue, Summer Catch, Sing, The Hustler, Soul, The Town, Tenet, Swingers, Fed Up,
Tenet?
Food.
Tenet's a mind trip. Good luck with that.
You have so many like classic movies on there that you just haven't seen.
I mean, I've seen all the good ones. So in Society, those ones are just like, yeah, I guess if you get time.
Interstellar is pretty good. I just watched that recently though, so I just got that one off my list. My list is empty. I got nothing on it.
Oh, wow. Good
That's
for
almost
you.
worse than ours.
But I would say a lot of the ones you just said I haven't seen, so maybe I should add them to my list.
Yeah, good luck keeping that all sorted out the way how fast we read them.
Wow, you guys need to get watching.
Just
Ted
busy
Lasso, Evan. You
lives.
should put that number one on your
I
list.
can't watch Ted Lasso, Alex. I don't have Apple.
I do. You can have it.
Oh. How are we supposed to like know ball though if we're just busy watching movies?
Yeah.
Turn into a bunch of
I'm not telling you to watch movies all the
I
time.
don't
You
think
don't
you
have
realize
a
how busy I am most
free.
days.
You don't have a free 2
what's
hours
that
a
guy's
week.
name?
Evan, you just said you did absolutely nothing on Saturday.
I watched sports.
So did
I
I.
watched NFL and college basketball all
I
day.
actually watched 3 movies this weekend. 3.
You didn't watch sports then. You didn't watch sports.
I watched Avatar Friday night. What'd I miss sports wise?
Friday night.
There was a good game
Nothing.
on. I watched
Friday
it.
night was a lull. I'm gonna be honest.
Nothing. I didn't miss anything.
What did I do?
Set.
I cheered against Creighton because they killed me in a parlay. I went 9 for 10 last week actually in a parlay.
I hate Creighton.
Marquette
I
and
watched that awkward moment when I watched that between the Vikings and the Bills game. That little period in between. And so I
Smart.
missed a little bit of the Bills game, but not much.
Don't support Deshaun Watson.
So
Classy
you
guy.
didn't watch any of the Gonzaga Alabama game or the Ohio
Not
State
true.
North Carolina game.
Gonzaga Alabama game was during the Vikings game, so I did see that game.
Okay, North Carolina Ohio State game.
Missed
Saw
it.
some of it. It was on at the gym.
Sick brag.
Sick brag.
And then I watched. Now I'll get a lot of hate for this one. I did watch Into the Spider-Verse after the Bills Dolphins game last
Is
night.
that the one that has the sunflower song of Post Malone?
Yes.
Your sunflower.
I just figured Grant will
it's a
hate
great
on
song.
it because it's like cartoon.
Yeah,
It's not cartoon,
it's
it's kinda cartoon.
It's like Marvel and cartoon. It's just, yeah. You might as well put a binky in your mouth and sat there with
It's
a bib
okay.
on.
I certainly wouldn't recommend it to Grant.
Alex just wants Evan and I to turn to a bunch of Jeff D. Lowe's. Is what he's trying to get at. We're too busy
I'm
watching
just
ball.
saying, I saw a lot of sports all weekend, and I still watch movies.
Not as much as me.
No, that's not true, Evan. You watch no sports today, and I watch sports all day today.
What was more exciting? Into the Spider-Verse, the Lions game?
The Lions, by far,
Okay.
it wasn't very close.
Just make
I
sure.
was working today, Alex. That's why I didn't.
Blow the whistle.
You're working your... Okay.
Don't look at my
continue.
mouth.
It sounds so bad out of context, but it's really innocent.
Alex
Just
wanted me
blowing
to
a
say
whistle.
it. He was going to say it, so I just said it.
I
for him.
was. But, Evan, that's dirty.
It's got to pay the bills.
Let's talk Lions. Evan, what did you think of the game? How much did you watch?
It was great, fantastic, loved it.
No sweat.
Never even thought it was in
What
doubt.
you want me to do?
As we've alluded to, Evan was working, so everyone give him a goddamn break.
I just don't need Evan slandering me saying I didn't watch sports all weekend when he didn't catch
I
a
watched
second of
sports
football
on the day
today.
that I was off.
It's not slandering you. You're just stating facts. You didn't watch a single second of ball this weekend.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
This win.
Oh,
What?
sorry.
Okay.
Lions football. This win today, if you could describe it, it's a gritty win. It was an ugly win. And we, the fan base, Alex and I, specifically had to work for this win. This was not a free win. This was exhausting. This was a, like, as Alex said, felt like he played in this game type of win. So credit to us for willing this team to victory.
And credit to us for staying positive when a lot of fans, no one specifically, just a lot of fans, including the Twitter sphere, just hammering that same old Lions line all game long. And it was really, really upsetting to listen to our fan base act like this team couldn't be different. And then they proved to be different. So that felt even more rewarding when we won.
Big difference. Speaking of that, I found a tweet by @Fueled by Motown that perfectly summarized this feeling better than I could say myself. So I'll just read it. Dear Lions casuals, you aren't going to put up 40 points every week. Sometimes your offense has a tough matchup and other units will have to step up more. A good team can win in multiple ways. Low scoring, defensive battles are less sexy, but sometimes necessary. #Lions, #One Pride. Nailed it. And I think our fan base needed a realization. We were blessed with a bunch of 30-point games in a row. That's not how the NFL works at all. Ask like any team that's made a Super Bowl run, playoff run, whatever. You're going to win some disgusting games, some gross games where you can't figure anything out offensively, which we really didn't until the very end of the game. But a sign that we've turned a corner is that we won this game. It's almost like that cheesy kind of scene in Hard Knocks when Aaron Glenn was in front of the team talking to, was it Jonah Jackson? He was like, how many times did you lose at Ohio State? Jonah Jackson's like, I don't know, once, maybe. Jim Harbaugh, we owned him with Urban Meyer. And Aaron Glenn's like, hell yeah, dude. Exactly. That's what we need to get in Detroit. And through 7 games, we couldn't figure it out. And then finally, it flipped. We've won a mix of pretty close games and some comfortable games. But now it's just like this team goes out there and like, oh, yeah, we'll figure it out at the end. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we are. And that's crazy to say, given, I don't know, since like 2017 with this team like never figuring it out for 5 years.
Yeah.
Speechless, really. And it's like, we were 1-6.
stunning.
We're 6. We went 6-1. We're 7-7. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're not supposed to throw that word around, but it really is.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know what to say. We're this is not the Lions we're used to, but it is awesome.
For the Jets side, we have to credit the Jets. Very stout defense. Garrett Wilson was a little quiet at points, but then bursted in this game. He was a problem. And we even got away with some holdings. So I just want to commend the Jets for being a tough opponent. And I think we're guilty as fans being like, oh, it's the Jets and how they've had struggles. They have been to some AFC Championship games with Mark Sanchez, which I always forget about. But, like, they're an okay franchise. They're playing good ball. They've had, like, 3 different quarterbacks this year, and they've managed to get to this point. So I think everyone's like, oh, it's the Jets. Oh, it's Zach Wilson. Who Zach Wilson He's not very
He
good.
sucks.
The
He's
one thing I'll
terrible.
give him credit for is that kid does know how to extend a play and like just throw Johnny Manziel, Denard Robinson punts into the air that got
He
caught.
just arm punts and they come down with him. The Michael Carter one was infuriating to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if you inevitably watch this game back, there's like 3 just like fluke plays that all happened in this game that like that's a play your team gets once a year, and the Jets got 3 of them in this game.
That's what I heard. Little quick recap from family members, and they were kind of saying it was the Jets' entire offense was just jump balls and hope for a flag or just the offense just come down with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a bad Jeff Okuda play.
And like you hint on, Grant, like an ugly game, but like it's December, it's outdoors, and it's freezing cold. I mean, that team was in the same spot that we are. You're winning, you're basically kind of in the playoffs. Not really. You still have some work to do, but like if you lose that, you're basically out. Both teams were playing for the same thing.
The Jets
were trying to make the playoffs. We were trying to make the playoffs. Whoever lost was now looking on the outside and needs tremendous amount of help just to get in.
Yeah. And it really feels like we're in the driver's seat. Couple individual shout-outs I had written down. Feel free to add any, Alex, or take away any. And then we'll talk about any downsides, which there's one that we're both
There's a couple.
Of. We'll start with the good first. Shout-outs, Khalif Raymond.
Dog.
Great game. Not
Dog.
only the punt return, which bailed us out, 2, he was like our second leading receiver on the day as well. He was playing like a mini Amon St. Brown role where he would just be open on like in breaking routes on third downs that you need, catch him, and usually make the first guy miss and then get tackled. Shout out to him.
Yes.
2, Brock Wright. Redemption arc. We love it in sports. Guy
Crazy.
drops like the easiest pass of all time.
Easy first down on the final drive of the game. That absolutely we needed. Just
15,
brick
20
hands.
yard chunk play. He had so much grass in front of him, not as much as the touchdown, but then he focuses and catches the ball on the touchdown play.
I thought
and
he was going to drop it.
I did too, because he kind of like was looking like he's ready to
looked like
run.
He was like fumbled it a bit.
And then was an athlete in space. A lot of guys get tackled on that. He did have to make somewhat of a cut. Got a block from Josh Reynolds. Touchdown. Huge for Brock Wright. 1 catch, 51 yards. Tutty.
Hawkinson, who? Don't need him.
Tight ends have been blocking
James
well.
Mitchell played well too.
He did miss that big block on the 4th down.
Oh, we play on Saturday.
Christmas Eve.
Hutchinson.
On Saturday.
Not a sack in this game, but
Dog.
that guy, when we talk about like run stopping,
How
the
well
run
did he
stopping
do?
ability, he had, I think, 5 combined tackles. I think a TFL, depending on how they scored it early in the game. But every time you looked up and you saw a run play happening, he was in the vicinity of it, it felt like, and then also drew a holding. Finally, was hold several more
Held
times in the
all
game. All game long. All game
There's an
long.
egregious hands to the face on one of their big runs too that they did not call.
I don't even want to see that.
Yeah, 5 tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. So yeah,
Just,
And
he was-
nearly had a sack on the last drive. Romeo cleaned it up for him.
Yeah. And he was in Zach's face when they converted that long 4th down, I think. And I was like,
That
"Please,
was
should have jumped at him."
disgusting. Heaven, you really need to go watch that play.
It'll feel good knowing that we won. It
That
was
was
in the
when
moment.
the same old Lions thoughts start
that
creeping
you
in
would
your
have
head.
lost that. Yeah.
The whole last drive was same old Lions until they missed the field goal. So we really didn't do much. They just
I
missed.
honestly, when they got to that field goal, I was like, "There's no way that he's making this 58 yards." I really never
Did he
thought
have the
he was
wind
going
at
to
his
make it.
back though?
When they zoomed out of the
When
shot,
I saw how far he was like, "There's no way."
and like he was on one of the side hatches, I was like, "There's no chance this kick goes in." And
I
they're
was
like,
not even nervous when that field goal went up.
Where did the ball land? I don't remember seeing.
It was like 30 yards. It was
Oh,
like
man.
20 yards to the left.
like on the
Wasn't
E
even
of
that close.
Jets, like if it goes JETS
Oh,
across the
it
end
never
zone
had
on
a
like the E,
chance.
like it's way over.
Oh,
yeah.
it was immediately not even on line. It was
it's-
a no doubt or miss.
started right for the audience, stayed right for the audience. It was just like no
He
chance.
tried to overdo it. He tried to kick it too hard. That's why he pulled it.
3 more guys here quickly. Romeo Aquara, 2 sacks in this game.
Juice.
Steps up.
Welcome back.
He's
Welcome
welcome
back.
back. Indeed.
Great
He's back.
juice.
He had the
He looked
tune-up
healthy.
game, then he had this game. And he's got a cool, like, take a picture celebration whenever he gets a sack. It's pretty sick. James Houston, again,
Dog.
impacting plays. Von Miller 2.0. That's what I'm dubbing
He's
him. I'm running with
fast
that
off the
narrative.
edge.
He had another...
His moves are nasty.
Like-
Even when he doesn't get there.
Like, it looks like he's doing the limbo, but like not bending back, bending forward when he gets by left tackles. And then he just dives at the quarterback's legs, which I hope they don't call 15 yarders in the future, but he goes low on quarterbacks because he just stays so low and then just dives once he has an edge on a left tackle, and it usually works.
It was into the wind, the last kick.
Yeah, there's no chance.
That's even more no chance.
And then steady as can be, not a crazy game, but Amonra, always there every time.
They're down, just money.
Breaking tackles, he's tough, he takes shots, he blocks people. I mean, he's just a dog. Every game, he's going to have at least 7 catches, close to 100 yards. Book it.
Anzalone missed him.
Anzalone
had a pretty solid game.
He had some okay plays. He did a Thor hammer.
He
that they
laid
really,
the Thor hammer down, and that was sick.
They really love that on the broadcast.
They did. They're like, oh, let's get it, Thor. Yeah.
What a tackle by
also
Kirby Joseph,
garbage.
though.
Are you just watching the game live as we speak?
No, just on the last play of the game. Like, Kirby Joseph doesn't bring him down. He gets like another, 7-8 more yards. And so, like, that can be... I mean, clock would probably...
We're lucky
out,
he
though.
tried to dance around. He could have just probably went out of bounds. I don't
And
remember
clock would
exactly.
ran out. There's 1 second left.
That whole drive, Evan, if it makes you feel better, Salah, but God, bad clock management. He let 20 seconds go after they got
had
a
3
first down.
timeouts.
They used 1, I think, on the sack.
They didn't even use...
Yeah, they didn't even have one. Oh, my God. Not even a chance. They didn't even hit the net.
No, he was such a
He
bad
had
kick.
enough luck. It crossed the end zone.
But it was just immediately
Yeah, he had enough
no
right
shot.
on
Badgley short kick earlier.
Yeah, and the chops. Not
In
a
my
good
stock
game.
down session, I have a few people that I think
Go
need
ahead.
them.
Go ahead, Alex.
Well, you start because let's talk about the obvious one.
Alex and I had a little bit of a beef today about Akuda.
But I was right, and
he was
and
making
it's unfortunate.
He was making fine points. I just didn't need it in the middle of a game we were trying to win. I said, let's just wait till after the game when we talk on the show. You can say what you think. Again, a little overreaction.
I don't really think so.
He's just not in the he's not in the category where you can say he's consistently good. I still think he's a solid cornerback that you want on your team. I just think he had like a 3-play throw up all over himself moment in this game, and like
it was a disgusting sequence. Like that is an understatement. It was so bad. That is the 5th string receiver for the Jets. I was wrong. Not the 4th string because Corey
Jeff
Davis is
Smith
out.
is not
He's
to be
the
messed with.
5th
Jeff
string
Smith can
receiver, and they, with 25 seconds left in the half, gave up 3 bombs to who? Jeff
Smith.
who? Jeff Smith.
Household name.
And he should have got PI on the last one.
Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Jeff Smith. I mean, if you think around the league and who's at the top,
Now,
he's just
back
not
up.
consistently good.
I do think that people I would want him on our team.
Oh.
He does good things.
Oh, my God. I just saw the play that you're talking about, Grant.
Which one?
Which one?
The
Jinx.
Michael Carter just lob city.
That was
Zach Wilson got
disgusting.
murdered on when he released the ball.
Yeah.
That one's so gross. But
I like this. Evan's reactions to the game as we just kind of plug along. It's kind of fun.
Okuda, I want him on the team. He makes good plays. He tackles really well.
Remember that 4th down stop?
He was second on the team in tackles today.
Yeah, he's great at tackling. He stinks at covering. He does. This is just several games this year where
he doesn't stink at it.
he
but
wasn't
think of all the good games that he had too. You're thinking
covering?
too much negative that you're
covering.
Yes.
Coverage.
Yes.
The first 3 games of the year, he shut down Justin Jefferson. Who did we play in the first game of the year?
Well, we saw what happened against Justin Jefferson last week.
AJ Brown.
It was a different coverage system last time.
He wasn't
guarded Devontae Adams.
he did not shadow
Devontae
Garrett Wilson
Smith.
today. Jerry Jacobs did.
He was on. It was not a hard and fast rule. He was on Garrett Wilson
No.
someplace. Yes,
Like
he was.
twice.
I
and
watched
every time it
it.
was a big completion, it was Garrett on Jeff. Ohio State crime.
I did say that twice. I was like, awesome OSU crime right there.
My main point is, well, Grant is going to always love Jeff. I'm always going to be disappointed in Jeff.
How the hell did we not score 35 points? This entire highlights is just us just dominating, like moving the ball and like chunk
We'll
plays.
get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
There's
we'll get
one
to
word called holding that we had 1,000 of today.
But back to Jeff. He's an average player. He does some things really well. He does some things really poorly. he was never worth the 3rd overall pick, and that is why I'm going to be hung up on it forever. And that's just how it's going to be.
The 3rd overall pick, that ship has sailed. Yes, we understand
He's
that.
never going to be an all-pro corner, and I think that ship has sailed.
I don't know if like that's the overreaction. Like we're talking one game, week 15.
No, this is not one game. This is I'm basing it on his entire body of work. If he played like a Jabril Peppers role where he just had to make tackles and like didn't have to cover much, he would be elite. And then he can be all pro in that.
But like all cornerbacks get got at some point in their life. It's not like he's been,
but not like 6 games in a year.
He hasn't been consistently bad this year. That's just
I don't
a
think
lie.
It's been 6 games this year.
He gets hidden well by Aaron because his actual one-on-one covering skills. He got toasted by a 5th-string receiver today. 3 plays in a row.
He had one play where he was in position, the 50-yard. He overran it, which he has done. That's the one downfall.
You can't have that happen.
But he's a human being. He's not like a
lot.
lockdown. Jalen Ramsey is getting burnt toast. I'm not trying to compare players. I'm just saying when you think about the gold standard.
Had a horrendous season.
Cornerback is so hard.
It is, and I've given Jeff credit on the show. But he also needs to take his lumps when he sucks, and he sucked today. And he kind of sucked last week.
He's an above-average corner. He's not good yet because he's not consistent. If he gets consistent, where it's like he has maybe 1 or 2 games that are bad in a year, or like 1 bad play in a game, not a couple in a row, fine.
Jerry Jacobs in year 2 is already more consistent at corner as a coverage corner than Jeff.
We're not doing the comparison
Jerry Jacobs
game.
is undrafted.
I know. I just don't like this comparing because I want to celebrate both. I want to be happy that we have 2 that I think are
I am very happy.
Competent corners.
I'm happy we have Jeff because he does good things.
And not to diminish.
Disgusted,
but like
when he was
any of us could have done what Jerry Jacobs did on that interception. That was one of the worst throws of the NFL.
I was not going to sing my praises on him when that happened, but you texted about it, so I responded.
It was just like
I would have picked that off. You would have picked that off. My sister might have picked that off. She has terrible hands, but she might have picked that off.
We're in the middle of a Jeff-Jerry debate, which is not needed in a game like
this
that.
Is
and then
legitimately
Jerry
5 minutes later.
Intercepts the ball, and I'm like, well.
Seatbelt gang.
I do like that. Maybe Jeff just needs like a celebration, and we get some mojo. If you have a celebration like that.
Throw him in the box more and let him blow up plays, because that's what he's good at.
Yeah.
Play to his strengths.
Any other stock down guys you have?
Yeah, I have some stock down guys. I might take some heat for this one. I just think Swift is running so strange. I don't know, like if he's afraid, if he has the yips. He just doesn't look that good. Sometimes he made some good plays where I thought he ran the ball well, and then other times it's like he slows up right before contact instead of trying to get an extra yard, or he dances too much. I'm just not a huge Swift guy anymore.
This may have been, I don't know, like I blacked out on our whole run game today because it was kind of poopy and we didn't do it a lot. But if you look at this raw stats, Swift had an okay game. He just wasn't given the ball a lot.
There was the one play he was short on he should have got a first down easily, and he held up, tried to do some weird thing, and then went down short. We got the first down later. It didn't really matter. But just plays like that, there were several where he just looked nervous, afraid, just not running loose. And he's in a contract here, correct?
I think so.
Or just one more year.
Or it's about time to give him money if we're going to.
Well, I think I'm out on the give him money. I think that's where I stand at this point.
Draft a guy and then roll?
Yeah. I mean, running backs aren't that hard to find, I guess. The Jets played Zonovan Knight, who's undrafted, and they started him over Michael Carter. So
depends on what he needs. Well, it depends on what he's asking.
Yeah, I guess
Zonovan Knight was not a great. Zonovan Knight was not a great example to use today.
Nah, I'm just saying,
13 for 23, 1.8
an
per carry.
undrafted player starts over the second rounder was my point, because Michael Carter was drafted in the second round the year before.
Other stock down guys?
Yeah, I have one more.
Really?
The kicker, Michael.
Joe.
He's had he's missed in the last 3 games.
The one today was not his fault. Put him in an impossible situation. You're not making a 54-yarder into the win.
I'm just saying.
That's not his game.
He's missed several games in a row, and I just can't have that.
Does Jake Moody make it? Yeah, of course.
I don't think
He's not Jake Moody.
so.
He's Michael Badgley. Greg the Leg missed one.
Greg the Leg sucks. That's why he's on the Jets now.
I'm not out on Michael Badgley. They put him in a terrible spot.
Oh, that was my last one. There's still some questionable coaching decisions that this staff is making.
The same exact situation in the Vikings game. And
Did you see
exactly the
I'm
same,
never
right
going to
down
do
to
this
the
again, and
yardage.
he did it again.
Did you guys see the Jim Costa tweet? I liked it, so I had it
Yeah,
to read.
yeah.
Yeah, but he
that's
said,
the one we saw.
at Minnesota, Dan Campbell, fourth quarter, up 3, 4th and 4, kicks a 54-yard field goal. Regrettable decision. Quote, it will burn me up until the day I die. Today, Dan Campbell, fourth quarter, up 3, 4th and 5, kicks a 54-yard field goal. Short. Like, what
In
are
the
we doing,
38-degree weather. I just like, what? I legitimately thought we were punting. Looked
Punt
down
the
at my
ball,
phone.
Evan.
Looked
Evan
up
punts
field
it.
goal units out, and I'm like, what are we doing? This is a disaster. He wasn't even close. He's like 6 yards short.
I mean, as much as you can make fun of Brian Ferentz and Kurt Ferentz, today was a Big Ten West football game for the whole game. They are punting that ball 10 out of 10, and they're winning. That's why they usually finish above 500 in the Big Ten West. That was a punt situation until the day you die. I wouldn't even have gone for it the way our offense was fumbling around out there. I would punt that ball to the 2 and make Zach Wilson do something from the end
We
zone.
have one of the best punters in the league, too. Just
Foxy.
use him.
Yeah,
don't need-
he's a weapon.
And I think the defense ended up... Was that the drive that the Jets ended up taking the lead?
Yeah, that was
Oh, God.
sneak
Nah, never
play.
mind.
It was
Yeah, so just even
fully
worse.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so still we're still waiting for Dan to get that figured out. He's struggling.
Then thankfully, and the parallels were stout.
And then
Brock
also
Wright, air call, Penn State game.
first drive of the
We got
game. So when we started going on this winning streak, the first couple of drives of the game, when we'd get down in the 5, we stopped going for it and we just kicked field goals.
Take points.
This game, Dan's like, nope, I'm going for it, and runs a Jay Johnson level counter. And
It was Jay Johnson. Took over Ben Johnson's body.
had no chance. Just dead
did.
before the ball even got to the running back. And I
Evan,
was
it
like,
was a
what are we doing?
slow-moving trap play to the left, and they asked our rookie James Mitchell to be the trap block. What did he do? He whiffed, and they just
Whiffed bad.
blew up Jamal Williams like 3 yards in the backfield, and I just was like,
I think it was Justin Jackson, too.
they kept saying on the broadcast that Jared Goff is 6'4", which I'm woke to. I don't know if he's actually 6'4", but if that's true,
He's definitely big.
let's just do like a QB sneak with our 6'4" quarterback. Like what?
The Jets ran a QB sneak with Tyler Conklin today
Brand
and got
ambassador
it.
of Codes Apparel.
and got it.
I was
But
also
yeah,
stunned we did a
that
QB
play
sneak
call
on the
was-
4th down that was at the end of I was so worried about that play call until it worked. Same thing with the Michigan play
I
call
was
with Eric Hall.
on
I was just like, what's happening? This is too
Pins
slow
and needles,
developing.
just so stressed. I saw it go play action. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? See a guy running across the field. It felt like 45 minutes before Jared threw the ball. And then,
It's crazy on a play like that to know, like, it was a 51-yarder. Like, usually on those plays, the moment they catch it, you're not thinking he's going to score. But the moment he caught it, it's like, oh my God, this is a touchdown. He's
I
like
didn't see a
wide
single
open.
guy on the screen. I'm like, oh my God, is he going to score?
Brock effing right. And then his post-game selfie video was the most electric, awkward thing of all
I don't
time.
know why you love that so much. I don't get it.
Dude, the
I don't get it.
Had a
He looked like he was
51-yard
going to cry.
51-yard game-winning touchdown. He's like, appreciate being a part of it. One pride. Like, he just like was the most vanilla tight end of all time. It was the funniest thing. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was hilarious. My last take about the actual game.
Holding.
Holding. I'm holding,
Ragnow
but
with 2 holds is also, I just don't believe the refs were seeing it correctly. There's no way. He doesn't hold.
him and Evan Brown with a little double dip.
Evan Brown, bad game.
You should never ever hold on a cornerback that like isn't trying to actively get around you, which is what he did.
Just idiotic move.
He
I don't
held
know what he was thinking.
He held Sauce Gardner, who Sauce Gardner had no. If you talk about
Didn't
Jeff
even
Okudah
wanna make the tackle.
wanting to tackle, Sauce Gardner has never wanted to make a tackle less than he did in that moment, and he just stood there, and Evan Brown just puts both arms around him like this. And it's like, it's like, dude,
Oh,
are
God.
we
The
doing?
penalties in this game were gross. And it wasn't a ref show. It's just we were being dumb. Just
Yeah.
undisciplined football.
I would like to have a little brief conversation about Jared Goff before we move to the Panthers game.
It was outdoors, Grant, first.
He's not a
It-
stock down guy, but he did not have his best
We
game.
won. He won. He had a QBR of 88, passer rating of 88.
He had the
whatever it
yips
was.
for a bit.
Oh.
I
Were
have
there
a
some
good.
drops? Were there some drops?
I don't think so.
Not really, no.
Oh.
I have a good and a bad for Jared. And an ultimate decision that I'm still at right now. Subject to change because it's like, it's just, The Jared Goff talk is exhausting because like it really does change every week for me based on how I watch him play. Today didn't do him great favors. The good thing, tweet CBS Sports put out after the game. They've been doing some serious Jared Goff propaganda the last few weeks. That CBS Sports
Just
main account,
Lions propaganda in general.
or NFL.
We're
on
America's
CBS.
team.
The only QB to start each of the last 6 weeks and not have a single turnover, Jared Thomas Goff. They even put in his middle name because how much they love him.
He
So
has
that's
not
huge.
thrown an interception in a long time.
And when you think about it, a lot of our losses early in the season were accompanied by a Jared Goff pick 6. So just eliminating that
Not a
from your
pick.
game,
Pick six.
get better by subtraction. So that's huge. I appreciate that. On the flip side, there's one key element of his game that is just crushing us, and it's his lack of mobility. There's so many times a day where he made a great move to get out of the pocket, but he can't go anywhere. And I'm like, if that's Bryce Young, who has a similar level at Alabama to get out of the pocket, he can run, or he can like pretend to run and then like throw something late and get a guy open. Where like Jared Goff, like he had to do like a Houdini pump fake today just to avoid a sack, and then like had to throw it
From
away
like a
he couldn't
400-pound tackle to
because he couldn't run. Like he gave himself room to run, but then couldn't run, so had to throw it away over Amonra's head. Like this is hyperbole, but if he could run like Bryce Young, we would score every drive. Like this offense is clicking and is good and has so many weapons. It's just if anything breaks down like it did today at points because the Jets are really good, it's just like panic, happy feet, throw away. He's been good about not taking terrible sacks at all. Like I can't even really think the last time I've seen him get
took one.
like even the last games. I don't.
He gets him
recall-
out right at the last second.
Yeah, he did do that several times today. It's just like that lack of mobility is still why I'm like I would not be mad at all if we draft Bryce Young. I'd understand. I wouldn't poo-poo it.
I would just say Jared Goff in a clean pocket is very good and makes dot throws. But the second the pocket, like today especially, the pocket would start collapsing towards him and he just like starts to panic, like because he knows he can't move because he can't run. So he would just like get on his back foot, throw some disgusting wobbly duck in the dirt, and I'd be like, oh my God. That happened a good 4 or 5 times. And my only other gripe was, yes, everyone's assumptions were true. He cannot throw a deep ball to Jameson Williams, even when Jameson has 5 steps on him.
Only a 2-throw sample size, but he's 0 for 2 in the first one. He was just so open
both
that it
bad.
worked.
They're both really bad throws.
Have you guys looked back and seen like the behind the scenes or sights and sounds of the lines? They have that one angle of the JMO touchdown where it's just an absolute duck through the air that Jared threw to him. It's such a badly thrown ball.
I mean, it should have been a touchdown today.
Yeah,
Like Jameson's gonna get upset eventually if Jared can never hit him on his money route.
they're gonna look like the Jets receivers did looking back at Zach Wilson late in the game.
Oh well, Zach Wilson's so shitty. God, I would not want him to be my quarterback.
No.
But that's the only thing I worry about is if you get rid of Jared for like a hot shot rookie, and then he comes in and he makes a million mistakes, throws a bunch of picks, and then you lose a bunch of games instead of Jared, who you can win a lot of games with. He just may not give that extra element.
100%.
Risky.
100%.
December though.
But
Jared
at least if it's
could
Bryce Young,
prove his legacy down the stretch here still.
If it's Bryce Young, we know it's JMO's buddy. They set records at Alabama. We know there's a good little connection there.
Jared Goff has been taking a team to the Super Bowl.
That's you can't
a proven
dispute
fact.
that. Scored 3 points in that Super Bowl, but he was played in the game.
Took them there. Had a great season too. And honestly, he's having a great year.
I would like to
Nope.
see us like try more. I'm like, let's just take the
One deep shot in the whole game.
Let's take the train wheels off JMO. He looks great. He looks fine. Looks
I don't
ready
know
to
why
go.
we're so scared. He played again like 12 snaps.
Yeah.
And
Like,
half the time when he's in, he's just run blocking.
It's so insulting when we have 4 wide receiver sets and he's not out there. I get actually mad. I'm like, there are 4 guys out there. We have Chark, Amonra, Leaf, and Josh Reynolds, and Jameis just standing there like, God damn it, why am I not in the game?
Yeah, I just wonder when, like, are they just going to do this the rest of the year and then next year let him go? But
Well,
like,
we're probably not re-signing Chark, so there's your guy that's leaving.
or Leaf.
Oh, Leaf's
Or
a dog,
Reynolds.
dude.
They're all 1 year.
I think like
One of them's
consistency-wise, Leaf and Reynolds have been more consistent. That's an off-season topic.
Chark
but
just got healthy, though, and he's been making plays.
he has been making some plays. Panthers preview quickly. My only thing for this, it's so early. They did lose today. They're in play for their lives mode because the Bucs lost again, so they're still right in the mix for the playoffs. disgusting. We should just be NFC South champs and call it a day. But nevertheless, that's not how the NFL works. My only thing I wrote down for this game was much like how I felt about beating the Jets with Zach Wilson, as in you just have to do that. You have to beat the Panthers with Sam Darnold. It's going to be on the road again. Carolina, I don't know. I'm not scared. They've been playing like okay ball the last couple of weeks. I guess Sam Darnold's been extending plays. That'll probably give us fits. You just can't lose to this team with an interim coach and Sam Darnold. You can't. It'd be embarrassing.
You can't. You cannot. But they have one player that's special.
Chuba Hubbard?
No, on defense. Any guesses?
Isn't it the corner? Isn't he having a good year?
It's Brian Burns.
Their front
Spider-Man.
seven's pretty good. They're gonna play. It's gonna be another gross, disgusting game.
It's going to be low scoring probably again.
Because Stephen Wilkes took over, and ever since then, they're actually playing defense and like playing like team football.
I saw we're
They actually
2-point
have
favorites.
a coach that knows what he's doing in the NFL.
Matt Rule bum.
Yes.
Matt
Hitting
Rule
the transfer portal hard though.
is getting Dylan Raiola from Ohio State. That's where he's
His
going.
uncle is on staff still, so that's why.
Matt
Got
Rule.
Well,
Jeff
it's
Sims,
Uncle
Georgia
Sam.
Tech quarterback transfer today.
2?
Nebraska.
Oh.
And they got another one too. The
Up to -3, Alex.
Oklahoma kid also went to the Oklahoma quarterback from 2021 went to Nebraska.
He went to Wisconsin.
Kyler Murray.
Oh right, Wisconsin.
Loser, idiot.
Damn white and red schools.
Lions, -3. Over-under's 44 right now.
Ooh,
FanDuel.
Low.
44. I'll take the under.
Evan.
It's going to be a 20-17 game again, Alex.
Oh, I don't want that again.
yeah,
that was
you
awful.
do.
If
Christmas
you win, I don't
Eve,
care.
Buffalo.
Christmas Eve with my family around and my Jared Goff jersey on. I'm just gonna be relentless at the tell. We got a new TV. Garrett got a new TV today.
Hell
Really?
yeah.
He heard
Yeah.
everyone talking shit in that living room saying it's not a smart TV. What'd you do with the old one?
I mean, he was looking at TVs today, so I think he just ordered one today. So still
What are
has it.
the specs on this
He'll
puppy?
probably put it in the. We're talking 65 incher
Brand?
QLED Samsung.
What
Oh.
was I going to look up? I was going to look up Carolina weather.
Wall mount or just
Next Sunday,
Yeah, I've been telling him to get a
35,
TV for a
partly
while.
sunny. You hear
I
that?
don't know what you're doing on Christmas Eve, but you're welcome to come over and watch the game.
I think I have a family Christmas in the morning into early afternoon.
I actually don't know what my family Christmas plans are, so I might have
think
family
I'm-
over, and you
you're
might
not
not be
invited.
allowed.
That's why.
I think I'm busy that day.
I'm actually going to Munising to crash Grant and Marissa's Christmas.
Kid
Oh.
throws one frat party in his uninvited family Christmas.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen my parents since then. Wonder how they're gonna act.
They're over it.
No, not true. Garrett asked me about something today.
Yes, we
Said,
burnt the house down.
Did you use the laptop when you were here?
Yes,
no,
we
Dad.
all
I have my
plugged-
own laptop.
Caught us.
That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah, Christmas Eve Lions game.
You guys have any keys to the game, or should we just do our predictions?
Yeah, I got a key. Stop the run again, like you did today.
Yeah,
Force
Chuba
Sam
Hubbard.
Darnold to pass.
Well, actually, you
Dante
can give up a
Foreman,
couple
dude.
yards. Yeah,
Dante Foreman.
Yep. Just stop Chuba Hubbard.
Don't let Dante Foreman have more than 9 yards. Need him to get 0 points so Evan loses in the fantasy playoffs.
Ow! Ow!
Who do you play actually?
I play-
Who are we kidding? This is the Hunter and Grant Invitational. You're just
Well, one
along
of
for
them
the
has to
ride.
lose. That was the 2 seed.
Evan. Oh, disgusting. If Evan, we have to have Evan lose in fantasy. This is all off the record, obviously, but we have to have Evan lose in fantasy because he cannot cheer for Justin Fields against the Lions at Ford Field in the fantasy championship game. You just can't have that.
You can, we can win, but
Start a different quarterback, Evan.
No.
why is this all off the record?
I can be honest.
I was confused by that part. That
Didn't know
seem
how
bad
much you wanted to, all the extra chatter.
Panthers. Oh, they should shadow DJ Moore with Jeff Okuda to get bounce back spot.
Don't do that. DJ Moore's 10 times better than Jeff Smith, so we do not want to watch.
I'm really not sure about that.
What?
Jeff
DJ Moore's
Smith.
really good, and he has never had a quarterback to throw him the ball. And still has 1,500 yards every year.
Keep Sam Darnold in the pocket, please. I can't watch.
Oh, dude, our front seven's looking pretty solid these days.
Can't watch that ginger face beat us.
Zach Wilson's mobile. He did diddly dick today.
He
He had 2
extended
drives.
We just talked 1,000% about how he extended plays all game long.
Yeah, and threw jump balls and got lucky. Those just won't happen.
That's because the
again.
throwing part of his game is bad. But like if they throw competent balls, those could have been even better outcomes for them. I'm just saying.
Gang tackle.
Gang. Seatbelt gang.
Gang.
I'm going to say it just feels crazy, though, that it could be 7 of 8. What, is it already 7 of 8? No.
6 of 7.
6 of 7. It could be 7 of 8 in the NFL, the National Football League, where some casual fans think that every game should be a 30-point blowout. It's really not how it works. But we're finding ways to win. I think it continues. I'm more so hoping it continues, but it's weird. I go into games now expecting to win, which is a crazy feeling. I'm going to go a little higher scoring. I'll go 25-22 Lions in this one.
Ew.
That would be
I think
the
I
over
predicted
47.
correctly like 10 games in a row now.
Yeah, I did not go back and check you, but I'm almost
That's okay.
100%.
That just
There's no chance.
makes it feel better that at this moment I can still
I'm on
say.
pace to get my preseason though correctly.
We talked about that last week, Evan.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are all right on that.
Your week-by-week predictions are terrible, but
Really
your
bad.
overall predictions
bad.
are really good.
You predict us to lose every week. But I'll go to keep the streak alive. I'm going to go Lions 24, Panthers 20.
Dub.
I have faith in this team. I'm
Yes.
predicting a win.
No, Evan,
Yes.
this is the kiss of death.
Good.
This is.
Lions 26, Panthers 19.
It's always with the weird numbers.
A 7-point
That
win,
could be
too? Who
scoring
are
out.
you? Who are you? 26-19, there's no chance that scoregami. Those are not that uncommon numbers.
There's been like 3 scoregamis this year, and some of them I thought would be pretty normal.
Like what?
Okay, well, the only one I can think of that I remember is I think Dolphins Ravens was scoregami, but that was like 50-46 or something.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Well, every time you get in the 50s, scoregami watch.
I mean, I don't know. I just remember 2 had like 53 fantasy points.
Christmas.
42-38. Not that weird, and that was scoregami.
Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.
I got a question for you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
When-
Chrysler.
American. When and how did each of you learn Santa Claus wasn't real? Spoiler alert for our kid listeners.
Oh, spoiler alert.
We don't
Big
have
spoiler
any
alert.
little kids.
Not
But
that you
Connor
know.
said last week that Santa wasn't real. So if they are back-to-back listeners, they already know.
I remember
See?
mine clearly if you want me to go first.
I don't really remember mine that clearly. I think it was the time, but yeah, let's go ahead.
I was in Virginia seeing my grandpa. I don't know if I've explained that weird family dynamic before on this podcast.
And he's
No.
Santa Claus.
It was Easter. And he came up to me and said, "Don't ruin the Easter bunny not being real for my daughters." I didn't know this yet. He came up to me and said that. I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's not real." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
It's
He's
me.
like, "Yeah, Santa's not real either." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Don't tell my daughters." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You should have told him right then. and
Don't
there.
tell your sister. Okay.
No
All right,
wonder
you
you're
should've.
not like a. No wonder you're such a matter of fact, not joyous person. Because you were just like matter of
Just
fact.
ruined for me. I was like, "Wow." All
So
right.
you must have been a late bloomer to find out if he was already assuming that you knew.
I don't know when you guys find out. I think I was like 8 or 9.
I was a late bloomer
9.
to both. I was a
10?
late bloomer to both
Not
birds
10.
and the bees
8 or 9.
and Santa. Just didn't know and was. I can vividly remember sitting around an elementary school table at Herrick Park and like the crew there being like, "Dude, your parents get you your gifts," and I was like, "No, no, they don't. Santa gets me my gifts." What do you mean? And they're like, "No, it's your parents, dude. They just pay
Yeah,
for
it's
them and
like
they put
8
them
or
on the
9.
tree." I was like, "What?" So then I found out, asked my parents, like, "Yeah." And then it was I was the older sibling, so I was like, "Don't tell your sister." So I had to fake it for a few years.
I faked it for 2 years, I think.
I wanted to tell every year. I was like, "This is bullshit. I just wanted to get it out of the way. Like this sucks." I think I blew it for Lauren. I think I messed up, and then she found out a year or so later.
I don't think I spoiled it. I'm sure, Evan, you got it spoiled by Hunter.
No, I never got it spoiled. I think it was one of those things where I think it was something like yours, Alex, where
There was the younger kids around, and they were like,
no,
"Don't
it was
ruin
more like I lost a tooth or something at a young age, and I put the tooth underneath the pillow for Tooth Fairy, but didn't tell anyone, and I still had the tooth and no dollar. And I was like, "What is this bull crap?" I was like, "So the Tooth Fairy isn't real?"
You didn't tell anybody who lost a tooth, so you just
Like,
put
Tooth
it
Fairy
on.
should come and know. And then it was just like, "Oh, so Santa's not real either."
That's funny.
And my mom
That's-
was just like, "Yeah, it's not."
That
real.
is
I was like, "Oh, okay."
really funny. I just imagine little Evan just, oh my God, lost my tooth. Not going to tell anybody. Puts it under his pillow.
That's a clip for sure.
I'm pretty sure it went something like that because we weren't discussing
Take a night off of work?
Oh.
we weren't discussing Santa. It was just more like, so he's not real either, and yeah, he's
And
not
you
real.
just woke up like, what the
This Tooth Fairy's shipping me.
My tooth's still here.
That's good stuff.
I can just see little Evan getting pissed about it. That's why it's so funny.
Mom,
Mom, my tooth's still here. And she'd be like, what? You lost your tooth?
is my tooth not good enough for him?
Wow. That
It's kind of
sucks.
weird that like our society just accepts that we're just gonna lie to
It
like
is
little
weird.
kids.
Yeah.
It's
For
a weird thing
for
when
like
you think
8
about
to
it.
9 years of their life.
Yeah,
Or longer, I guess, for some. If
Some
they're-
people are longer.
and like you
I
gotta
could
think
not
about.
imagine you get to
I'm wondering
middle school
if
and
there's
still
gotta be
think
stats on
Santa's
like what the
real.
average age is.
Well, and like I'm also
There's
thinking the
gotta
stats
be a
of
stat.
like what are the odds that people find out in like a wholesome way where their parents sit them down? Like no one finds out that way.
No,
you always find
it,
out.
It gets
It's
real.
always a
real.
mess up.
Yeah, and then no wonder people have trust
Age
issues.
8,
You're like,
Evan.
oh, it was an absolute
really?
lie.
The average age is age 8. There's the first one below that is, should I tell my 12-year-old about Santa?
For the 11-year-olds,
Yeah, you definitely should tell your 12-year-old about it.
It's not an
The average
overnight
age is
shift.
8.4 years, surveyed across more than 4,500 families in the U.S. So between 8 and 9.
I was probably a 10-year-old. I was a late bloomer.
5th grade. I was in
What's-
Mexico when you found out.
No, I think it was 2nd grade. So then that's actually
That's like
It's
6,
13
7.
too old to believe in Santa. You're driving in 3 years. Yes, it's too old. Oh my
Santa
god.
got me my first car at the age of
My
16.
parents were very good at making it
This
believable.
article
though.
says there's
I'll
no
be
such
honest.
thing as being too
Really?
old.
My
That's
parents
a
were
lie.
elite level at making it feel real.
How?
Because I would like try to figure it out. I would try to like see if I could see Santa, you know? I would do everything possible and never heard a peep.
Creeping up to see if you take cookies out of the kitchen.
They would even put carrots on the front porch and say that the reindeer ate them.
Oh, wow. That is an extra level of
They
commitment.
probably had the dog eat them. I don't know what. They would just
No
have like
chance.
bites out of them.
No chance your parents were eating carrots like late into the night.
No, my parents probably weren't. And then Garrett was just pounding cookies. I'm sure that's believable.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Impressive.
Other one I have for you guys is how big of a Christmas guy are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, as a kid, I was like a 20.
Now.
Christmas guy?
Like, I wouldn't even sleep on Christmas Eve. I'd be so amped up about it.
Every kid is like that.
I mean, Christmas was the best, but now, after last year's Christmas, I feel like my Christmas has dropped down.
Oh, dude. It's just COVID one time. Relax.
Yeah, but I spent it with you.
You have to spend it with me.
Did you have it last year or 2
Fantastic.
years ago?
Last year, Grant and I spent Christmas together with COVID
You
in
spent
our apartment.
2021 Christmas.
Yeah.
In the berm.
And then had the 2020 Christmas was like COVID, so you didn't really go anywhere. I haven't had like a normal Christmas in several years.
Oh, wow.
So I guess
You
I'm
should
excited
do
for this
You
one.
should do the shebang shebang. I enjoy
What's
the
that?
holiday. I'm not really a big,
I'm over the gift part, if that's
What's the
what you're
shebang
wondering.
shebang?
like, oh, I care about the gifts. I care about seeing what I get. Like,
Oh.
Christmas out. Like, I get pissed if it's not snowing. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see everything decorated. When I'm over that. I'm more, what am I having to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner that day? And then what's on TV to watch? I see is, that's basically how I see. And where do I have to go and who do I get to see?
I'm a
The
big
whole holiday part, and I really just want to hang out with people and have a good time.
I'm a big like tradition guy. Like I like everything to be the same every year.
Oh, God, come on, Alex. Brought it. Are you 90? My Christmas last year rocked.
No, I'm
Over
saying
at my aunt and
like
uncle's. Rocked.
at least like morning, like spend it with my own family and then go see the other family. Like, it's just what we've done every single year.
Well, I think that's 99% of America.
Yeah, but like, I didn't have Christmas last year and the year before. I just explained I haven't had a normal Christmas in a while.
Dude, you sound like you're a child right now, and you can't wait to run down the stairs.
My family also just like doesn't
open up the presents at 6 a.m.
My family also just doesn't like have that much fun on Christmas.
Wow.
Like everyone like eats, like we always have like a brunch type of thing, and then after that everyone's just like sleeping, and then it's like 5:30 p.m. and my mom and dad are like, you want to go home? And then we just go home, and then they like go to bed, and I just sit and watch TV by myself. It's like kind of lame.
You should throw it real back and get a Call of Duty game and play that.
Could do
we
that.
Talked about last year, like just go full like Kid Alex.
My family just is not a big like party family. Like some families on Christmas, I see like they just like to get hammered and like play games and have fun.
I'm kind of jealous of some of those things.
That looks fun. My family does not do that.
Yeah, it's also tough when you get older. Like you kind of need like one gift that's like fun to open right away and just like play with for like an hour and a half and see like what, like some piece of technology or like some. But as you get older, that's harder to get. Usually it's just clothes, and those aren't exciting at all.
Clothes. It's like, yeah, like I said, the gifts don't really do it for me anymore. I don't really care about that stuff.
You should just start getting people in your family like.
I actually do enjoy
alcohol.
getting my family gifts. That's something I didn't expect I would enjoy doing. Minus, spending money.
I'm 50-50 on it. Like sometimes I just ask them what they want, and if they know, I'll just get that and not do any surprises because it's a lot.
It's tough though. My sister doesn't like anything, so anything I've ever gotten her, she just looks at it, like, "Do you have the receipt?"
Oh no!
My sister's always been like that. Anything she gets on Christmas, it's like needs a receipt because she doesn't like it.
Are you guys like pretty solid at like faking if you like
terrible
a gift or not?
I'm terrible at like being excited when I open gifts. I'm sure that's not surprising.
I'm very
I'm not good at showing emotion.
I feel like both those check out. I can see Evan being good. I can see Alex being just
I'm sure you're bad at it, Grant.
We're pro. We have to be pros over here in the Cadmus family. Have to be pros over.
Does your mom spank you if you don't like your gifts?
No,
he's saying they've got some bad gifts. Yes, is what he's indirectly saying.
Over the years.
Oh, some of the gifts I've gotten from my grandparents are like, dude, like, you kidding me?
Dude, but when you think about it though, at their ages and stuff, there's so many. Like
they
I was even like this year, I'm
go.
like, what do I get my family again? Like I'm like 20 plus years of life. Well, you don't start giving gifts when you're a kid, but like for the amount of years I've given gifts, like I'm starting to run out. Like you only invent so many things, and they only need so many things. Like what do you do? I can't imagine being a grandparent. Like 40, 50 years of like
my grandparents just gave up this year. They gave me money.
Smart. Oh, I had two more. One. Can anyone think of any like most underrated and overrated parts of Christmas? And if so, where are they? No right answers. I was just curious.
Underrated or overrated? I don't like eggnog. I think it's gross.
You ever tried Spike eggnog?
That was Evan's pick. Yeah. I went back and listened to the snake draft real
That's
quick.
That's what he liked last year.
Overlap. Yeah, he picked boozy eggnog.
I with it.
I mean, I'm sure I'll have some. I'm not a big fan of it.
Boozing up for eggnog.
I don't think you are going to, Alex. I think that's a lot.
My dad always has it Christmas Eve.
I'm gonna be boozing up for Christmas Eve.
I'm sure I want to have some.
Found a nice recipe.
Underrated? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Overrated?
I think food on any holiday can be overhyped, typically.
That's a you problem.
Yeah,
like that's a your situation problem.
That is a your situation.
It is, but I've explained that at length.
I've enjoyed the previous Christmases. We had prime rib last year, and then I made just an absolute brunch buffet last year. Like, Al, you can control it now.
Well, it's at our house this year, and when it's
you're
at
an adult,
Karen Lou's, it's always good.
You can make half of the spread.
Good, yeah, that's a great point.
Underrated food. It's fantastic. Always has been, always will.
I'm not sure underrated. I think it's properly rated or overrated because people really hype it up. Like just had my third plate of food. Post on Snapchat that I'm taking a nap. Like that stuff's overrated. I don't care for that.
Overrated.
Grant, you seem like you got something.
I would just say underrated. Sneaky enough. I don't go a lot anymore, but I never mind Christmas Eve mass. It's kind of nice. It's like they usually have like a children's choir. They usually have some nice lights.
So long.
You just kind of feel.
You should go.
You just kind of feel like, yeah, this is.
I don't think my mom's gonna make us go.
I don't think I'll be going this year because of work, but it's not
The
bad.
Lions. Oh, that no.
Well, I can tell you it's
Church is
overrated.
way after that.
What's overrated?
You know what's overrated? Getting volunteer to pass out all the presents. And if let's say you're at a big family one and you just had to pass out like 50 to 60 presents, and you just get to hand out everybody how many other presents everyone else gets, and then you get like 2 or 3. While you see one of your little cousins just has
I was gonna just say another
15.
overrated thing is just watching the little kids in your family just open thousands of gifts, and you're like, and all the parents are like so invested in it, like, oh, I hope they like this one, and I'm just like, couldn't you guys do this on your own time? I'm kind of a humbug, like Scrooge, I think.
You're already 45 years old. I can feel it.
I am just an ornery bitch. I need to stop.
I don't know about overrated is like all the NBA day games. I'm glad we have football. I never really liked the NBA day
Never.
games.
Well, when the Pistons were in them, I did enjoy them because we'd
That
wear those
happened?
all
I don't
red
remember
uniforms.
that.
We used to wear those
12
all
years
red.
ago. When was the last
Yeah.
time the Pistons played on a Christmas day?
Oh, I
He
have
was
another
at the
reason why I
Lakers.
hate. Oh, I wasn't. Well, I don't hate Christmas, but another reason why I don't like it's crazy excited is I had the flu on Christmas like 4 years in a row, just throwing up like violently.
What are the
several
odds of
years in a
that?
row? I don't know. Wild. I threw up in a church on Christmas Eve
That's got to be
Ew.
bad.
in East Lansing. I think I told that story last year.
That's an overrated experience for sure. That's actually properly rated. That probably sucked.
Yeah,
This isn't
it really
lasting.
did. I don't think I've ever been drunk on Christmas.
I was not sober last year.
Christmas?
I don't know if it was Christmas. I think it was.
I don't think I've ever been like buzzed up on Christmas Eve or Christmas ever.
I don't know what day it was, but I had like a family Christmas. I couldn't tell you if it was Christmas Day.
I think stockings are underrated. I think a good stocking
I like
could be fun.
stockings. I usually get gift cards and like shampoo or something.
It's like a good appetizer. You're just like, oh, yeah. Wow, Kayvon Thibodeau just had a defensive touchdown. The Rookie of the Year debate is on. My last one,
Playing on Christmas and stuff.
Christmas-wise, is what is each of your one Christmas sports wish? Doesn't have to be like on Christmas, but just like what's your Christmas wish about sports?
I feel like there's just obvious ones. Oh, we know what Grant's is. It's a Michigan national championship in football. If it's not, you're dumb.
At least a playoff win. At least the
Yeah.
first game.
Just still early in the basketball season, so I just got to go football. I need the Lions to make the playoffs. I really want that.
All
Not
right.
only that, I want them to win the first game.
Win a playoff game is your wish.
We'll win a playoff game for the Lions.
Evan, what's your Christmas sports wish?
Pistons haven't played on Christmas since 2005, 2006.
Damn, I knew
Used
I
to
didn't
wear those
remember
all
it for a
red
reason.
uniforms
It was a 2005 Finals rematch.
Spurs.
against the Spurs.
So 2005 was the last time we played on Christmas.
I threw up on that Christmas.
They kicked us off of Christmas like not even 2 years after we won it all. God, they really just hated
Went
us.
to the Eastern Conference Finals like 8 years in a row.
According
And
to
we
this,
stopped.
2006, 2007, there was only one Christmas game.
Oh wow, that I could get behind.
I watched the NBA Christmas games last year only because I had nothing to do.
You were sick. Yeah. Oh my God, they started ramping up how many games. My Christmas wish. Oh, Michigan State football to make the Rose Bowl next year. Unless it's a playoff game, then I retract my statement. And I think
You don't want to
to
make the playoff. You'd rather be at the Rose Bowl.
Well, that's unrealistic. Alex will never make the playoffs again until it expands.
Finn.
That's actually not that long of a time though.
It's only
that
been 1
sounds-
year.
It's
Yeah.
1 year.
It sounds like really dramatic.
Sounded
but-
so doom and gloom at the time, but yeah, I guess it makes sense. So, Rose Bowl or another
New Year's
Year's
6.
Six game?
I'll go down to Atlanta again for a Peach Bowl. That was a great time.
I would like to go to Arizona. Let's go to the Fiesta.
I'll see you in Moondogs.
It's probably a Moondogs in Scottsdale.
So, Grant, Michigan championship playoff win.
At least win a game. to not be greedy. But if Santa's feeling generous,
They should
just
move
win
the
it all.
playoff games to Christmas. That would liven up my Christmas a bit.
No, it's just do them January 1st.
Oh my god! Hey,
They,
I now know why they took us off Christmas.
Why?
We are
We got a
10 and
brawl.
22
Huh.
all time on Christmas.
Oh,
It's not very good.
our Thanksgiving can't be much better.
No, we're great on Thanksgiving.
That's
The last grab bag topic for the night is the miscellaneous bucket. Do you guys have any college football, college hoops, other Detroit sports, or World Cup?
Just got
takes
one
that you need to
question
get
for
off your-
Evan.
Get off your
an
chest.
answer.
So Evan, last week the sky was falling for MSU. Your words, not mine. Are we still in the sky is falling? I have a text from you that says the sky is falling in East Lansing.
I'd never said the sky is falling.
No, I think you said falling apart.
Falling
Yes.
apart. I'm just going to double check, but I would just like to hear your current thoughts on where
I
they're
never
at
like
now.
recruits leaving Michigan State. Always have said that. Always will
That's
say
true.
that.
Evan's a big
It's
you need
just
as much
that's just
talent
going to
as
happen even
possible.
more now. It's just how it's
Yeah.
going to go.
And I'm going to keep my statement. Like, you recruited these guys. What are you doing to not build a relationship and grow a relationship with them with over a year that makes them want to leave that fast?
Falling
I
apart.
get-
Yes, that's.
I get some
confirmed.
situations are more than others. Now, when I said that, Alex, we had previously not gotten any of the recruits that we
I
did
know.
get.
I know. I just wanted to hear
Or
your thoughts now.
transfers. I still don't like it. We're still not. Our depth is still horrendous based off the guys that left and what's coming in. I mean, we didn't really add depth in the key spots. So
Which are?
defense and offensive line.
Well, it's not over yet.
You had like 5 or 6 guys leave the defensive line, and you're only bringing in freshmen. You haven't had one transfer brought in.
Had a guy on a visit this weekend.
I visited. Fantastic.
Got a running back from UConn, so we got to admit UConn's a good football team now.
Like the depth, it
You
just
don't
had
have to
key
admit that.
positions. Defensive backs, Alex. We still need defensive backs. So
We got like 20. They just
Marquis
young.
Lowry.
Because eventually the young guys have to start playing. That's just all it is.
well, they're just going to transfer.
Well, I saw. Well, I heard. I don't know if it's true. I'm not going to say that this is 100% fact. But I saw Jeremy Bernard. Why he left? Was he asked Mel Tucker if he had a guaranteed starting spot for 2023, and Mel Tucker looked at him and said, "Everyone earns their playtime here," and said no. He said, "Okay, then I'm leaving." And Mel Tucker did not try to get him to stay, which is interesting. Just
You saying it in a bad way or?
no, I think it's good. I mean, I think you should have to
can't
earn your
imagine-
starting spot.
Can't imagine many like college football coaches that
Like guarantee you a starting spot as you've had one true freshman season with like 4
He caught the
catches
first touchdown of the year.
against
Electric
Western.
Are you guys? Did Lane Kiffin make the hit list after his actions with the?
I saw they dropped a bag for him.
No, because he wasn't like he was committed to us and then it flipped like right then and there. He was committed, decommitted, and he was like unsigned or uncommitted.
There was another
I-
juicy rumor I saw on Twitter that said he
Wait.
committed to us that morning, and then Ole Miss offered him a bag, and so he decommitted. And then Lane Kiffin retweeted that tweet that said, "I hope Kedrick Briscano is having the best day ever. Go green."
That was my
Lane Kiffin
question.
retweeted
'Cause
that.
He
That's what
undid
he's
his
talking about.
retweets, but he had like 3 retweets.
Lane Kiffin
like
is like
making.
biggest troll.
He was
He is a
trolling.
troll.
I didn't know if
I
you guys
don't
thought it was
mind.
kind of funny or you were like
I don't
effing.
care.
I don't care. I mean, it's part of his. He does it all the time, dude. All the articles and anything. He tweets at Nick Saban all the time in Alabama football.
Yeah, which is
I think he
kinda crazy.
tweets more
I don't
about
care.
Alabama football than he does his own team.
If we lost like a 5-star like in the trenches player, I'd probably be upset. My thoughts on running backs are just that you don't like it's not dire need to get someone that's 5-star talent. type of thing.
It's more development for running
Okay,
backs.
So if you guys got a RB, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends maybe, 2 tight ends and a cornerback.
7 tight ends.
We got a QB, 2
No.
running backs,
Portal.
portal. The only
0
guys that have
QBs.
actually gotten that are actually on scholarship is the running back, the Boise State tight end. I think that's it.
Wisconsin cornerback.
He's not on scholarship.
Wow.
Melvin's not on scholarship.
No, preferred walk.
Melvin Tucker.
Well,
Doing his job.
shout out Gregory Dolson. He coached that He coached that Wisconsin tight end transfer.
Oh,
The kid from he's from Michigan.
Yeah, he coached him at Carlson.
that's it.
Oh yeah. Yep, walk-on as well.
I have to give a quick shout out for the Blue Wall Kool-Aid people. that
Mission
listen to the
standards must have changed there in Ann Arbor.
We got a new president, and he just said, you know what? I'm just going to try to win football games. Probably evidenced by some of how the Mozzie Smith stuff was handled as well. They're just like, you know what? Let's just win football games, which
Forgot Evan missed all that.
I enjoy. I want to win football games as well. Right now, they have. I use 24/7. That's my go-to source. Probably will always be until they go away.
I'm
I
going
like their
on
setup.
3. I like that we're rated higher in that. And they're actually their way they do the rankings is better, Grant. It's better. You want to know why?
They
Why?
composited all the other rankings together to make an average.
Yes, and 247 bumps
They do that
their
too,
rating.
for
No,
recruitings.
no, 24/7 bumps their ratings up a notch higher, so their weight of their own rankings is higher than the other composite.
Smart.
So it's like their rankings on
Well,
3.
Just
And
saying,
on
you
3
know,
also doesn't base it on number of commitments. It's about average talent pool instead.
24/7 has that as well.
No.
You can see average.
No,
Yes, you can.
You can see it, but that's not how the rankings are like in order.
But
On
you
3
can
is
just
in
like
order of
look at it.
recruit ranking.
Well, they're usually close to the same.
No, they're not actually.
Yeah, they are. Like Alabama's class is typically, even if it has like the most.
Okay, the top
average is
3 is normal. Yes.
the top 10 is pretty damn close to like what the average is. That's how they get up there. Anyway, this is stupid. I'm a 24/7 guy. I'm sticking
Of course
by
you
it.
are.
That's what I've always been. On 3 came in and I didn't jump on the bandwagon.
You should. They do a good job.
Well, on 24/7 Sports, the transfers got the number 1 player in the portal, Ernest Hausman from Nebraska, number 11 player, number 24 player, number 41 player, number 63 player. I don't know what happened in the program where they're just like, yeah, we're just going to start taking all these transfers, but they're doing a great job. 3 offensive linemen, which tells me there's going to be some offensive linemen leaving after the playoff, which was kind of expected, but they're guys that just have to make NFL decisions, so they must be leaving if you take 3 offensive linemen, and then defensive linemen, and then a linebacker. So some gritty positions, no like flashy guys per se, but very excited for how they've built out this 2023 class, given that the actual recruiting rankings were not elite. But the transfer class for now is
Well, they're
elite.
combined now.
Yeah.
The 2023 class includes your transfers, so.
You have to click an extra tab for that on 24/7 Sports.
No, 24/7 compiles them together.
No, you have to click overall class. When you click on the generic like football team rankings, you have to hit overall filter to see like everything. But if you click team rankings, it says recruit, and then you click down.
I'm honestly
you
surprised
click-
Michigan's high school
overall.
recruiting class isn't a little better for what they've been doing.
Yeah, me too.
But whatever. It doesn't
Who
seem
knows
to
what's
matter
going
for
on?
them. Maybe Jimmy's going to the Colts because I think there will be an opening.
I just don't know, especially with all these guys coming in like in transfers. I don't know. That makes me think like what's.
Jim doesn't do much recruiting.
I don't think
assistants.
we'd see as much activity if he was like eyes on Colts. I think he'd be kind of like eyeing that and not putting all in this work to all these visits and all these guys.
Evan, I have a
But we'll
dirty
see.
theory for you that might make you excited.
Oh, great. Did you read it on your blog? If you did, I don't want
No,
to
this
freaking
is
read
my
it.
this is my dirty theory.
Or in shadows.
So we had a linebacker decommit today. Whatever.
Alex, you just saw this tweet. I saw the same tweet. The 2 brothers from UCF just decommitted.
No. Well, I didn't know that, but that's good news. My theory was different. Linebacker decommitted. Former linebacker coach Rossell's. Maybe he got fired, and that's why he decommitted. Or
No,
is
that's
getting
not
fired.
such thing. Not such thing. No.
Oh, be cool though.
The day Rossell's gets fired is the day Evan becomes a moving company. Me and Wilkins are going to show up with our own moving truck and just pack
Well,
their
Wilkins
shit
is
and
moving
throw
out
it
Peyton Thorne. So
No,
Two
I
men
will
in a
not be doing
truck.
that. The truck will not stop at that house.
I have one more Michigan State question since Evan hasn't been on the podcast in a long time. Does a QB transfer not named Hemp Fay because he's not really a quarterback anymore? Now that we will have Kim Hauser, new kid, Thorne, and Fay, I guess. Do you think one will transfer out?
The new
This year.
kid? Who's
Just
the new
got it.
kid?
The 4-star kid that just committed this week. He'll be in
Oh.
this class.
Oh, in this class.
So he'll be on the team next year.
Well, Thorne has nowhere to go because his dad got canned. So
Yep. I'm sure he would have offers if he hit the portal. The head coach got canned, so he kind of got canned with him.
And the coach that they brought in was the previous offensive coordinator, so I assume he's just going to call plays.
I don't think Jeff Thorne has a job. It feels like someone has to. You can't have 5 quarterbacks. I guess you can. Michigan did it.
4. You only have 4.
Michigan has like.
I heard Hampfey moved back to QB. I mean,
he's not a QB. I watched him with my own eyes. He will never play quarterback in the Big Ten.
I don't know. I just think you have Thorne.
Hampfey's not even a real name.
My point was you have Thorne, who's a 2-year starter, Kim, who everyone wants to start and prove to be okay, and then 2 4-stars
against Akron, one of the worst teams.
Evan, just let me finish.
He had one throw,
and then 2 4-stars that in today's world of entitlement, who knows what they are thinking.
Thorne has one more year left.
Hauser, he's gonna be a sophomore, so he should have every right to be pushing for the job.
Be a redshirt freshman.
I'm wondering, do you think one person will transfer?
I heard it's Hauser's job as of now.
That's just not.
Hauser can still be a redshirt freshman because
basically said that.
He played in 4 less games.
Yeah, Hauser will be a freshman, a redshirt freshman.
He's a sophomore. He's been there 2 years. But for eligibility purposes.
He's been there 1 year, actually.
You could see McNamara didn't do it, but you could
Thorne
see like
has
a
one
whole.
more year,
You could
and
see
then
Thorne
Who's transferring out, if anyone, or do you think they'll all stay? And then someone transfers.
It
so
would
then
be
we're gonna have a
Thorne's.
3.
It'd be Thorne who would leave if someone's going to.
And then a 3 QB battle when Thorne's done if he doesn't leave. And then another transfer.
It'd be a 2 quarterback battle.
Kim will still have a year.
No, he would be Davis Warren in this case. You guys are going to have exactly what happened between Cade and JJ going into your offseason. It's going to be, I don't know how Mel will split the opening game. Maybe he'll just give Thorne the job, but it's going to be Thorne and Hauser duking it out. And I don't know if Thorne would leave before week 3, but he'd probably leave at the end of the season if he has eligibility left.
So Grant is calling it right now. Hauser takes the job and then Thorne leaves.
From what I've been told, Hauser looks like Josh Allen. I'm not making that up. People in your fan base have ruled this kid like looking like Josh Allen. So if that's the talent you have, that kid is
talented,
starting.
But that is just an absolute joke of. I can't believe anyone would say that. But whatever.
So they said
yes, he's more talented than Peyton Thorne, but is he going to be better in a season? Who knows?
Full off season, know the whole playbook. Jay Johnson recruit.
I think Thorne has just one more year, and then it's move on after 1 year, and then it's between the 4-star that we got and Hauser. I don't think Noah Kim
the
will
double
ever
4-star
start.
Battle.
Because Noah Kim isn't a Jay Johnson or Mel Tucker guy. He got brought in by
He's hanging around though.
Because he can't play anywhere else.
Oh, Evan. He's from Virginia. He could go start at Virginia. They stink.
They had the 6-year.
He just hit the transfer portal.
Tony Elliott isn't going to bring in some backup from. Tony Elliott's not going to bring in some backup from Michigan State.
Noah Kim could go start in the MAC somewhere.
That's where DJ's going to go to Virginia.
MAC, for sure.
Even Rocky Lombardi went and started in the MAC.
Noah Kim could go to MAC, but I'm saying grass isn't always greener when you transfer out.
Yeah, but if I was Noah Kim, wouldn't you want to go start on a MAC school?
And do what?
Play.
Go below 500 and not do anything? Your life after football, you have no career after.
Well, he could be Cooper Rush. Get himself a nice little backup gig in the NFL.
No, Cooper Rush started 4 years at Central.
No Kim, 2-year starter.
No Kim will start
Central.
4 games at Central. Dan Lefevre was a goat.
No Kim's that bad, Evan.
He's not that good.
Loves Peyton Thorne.
Yeah, I mean, part of this is just a
We have barely seen Noah Kim. He's made 1 throw against
I'm not
Akron.
declaring him Jesus Christ, but I mean,
sounds like
he's
you
a
are.
Big Ten recruit. I'm sure he could go start in the MAC. That's all my point. He looked good enough.
My point is like the MAC isn't worth shit, and I would rather be a backup in the Big Ten traveling the country than driving on a bus and driving on Wednesday or Tuesday.
I'd rather start in the MAC than be on a 5-7 football team, not a bowl game.
I was lying, dude. Being a backup at Michigan State, going to Harper's, getting ripped up like
all right, fine.
on State would be.
He has a girlfriend here. He has to stay.
So does Caden Hauser. He has to stay as well.
Who's better, Noah Kim or Messiah DeWeaver? That's a deep cut for the listeners.
Wow.
Messiah DeWeaver played against
Never forget when Alex sat me down.
Is a high-level recruit.
Never forget when Alex sat me down and said, "This is the guy that's going to take us to the Natty." And I was like,
I really thought
he's got a cool name. I mean, Messiah.
He was ginormous. I mean,
he's the number 1 recruit in the state of Ohio.
In an Ohio State offer.
I would love to see a YouTube "Where Is That Now" video on that kid.
He won the national championship.
Because we had someone come in
Grant,
that
he
year too.
won the national championship for East Mississippi
what?
Community College with the Last Chance U squad, and then started at Old Dominion for one season.
Oh, so he did have some talent.
I guess he wasn't a complete schlep.
Be interesting to see how it plays out.
Alan
Pistons
Bowman
stink.
transferred,
They lost
Grant.
again. Yeah. R.I.P. Alan Bowman.
He's a dog, though. He's going to play, he says, in the college football playoff.
What do you mean? He said, like, I'm going to stay around?
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to finish out the season and play with my boys in the playoff.
He's a great sideline morale guy.
Oh, I'm
He's
sure
always
it's just
in the
hilarious,
mix.
the wordage of, like, I'm going to play.
If I was him, I wouldn't
It's
even
like-
transfer, dude. I'm staying. Like,
Yeah, him, absolutely. I don't know why that
I
guy
don't
would
get
transfer.
why. Like, there's some
Unless
of
he was
these guys that
told.
are like, dude, I'm getting shafted, man. I should be out there playing, bro.
I think he's going to go help out. I don't know if it's true, but I think he's going to go help out Biff Poggi at Charlotte.
Go start at Charlotte?
I think he is.
Oh,
like,
my
'cause
God.
He probably just
I
wants
mean,
to play football.
that sounds... You just said you wouldn't go play at a MAC school, but you're going to go
I
to
wouldn't.
Charlotte?
But you're the one saying that
for
you would.
Biff
I wouldn't do it.
Poggi?
Dude, I would travel the country and play in Big Ten football.
Dude, I would not leave an undefeated team that just won the Big Ten 2 years in a row to go play at
Evan.
Charlotte.
Curious your thoughts, because I made a statement about if I was like in school, I'd want to transfer everywhere and play everywhere in all the different climates and conferences.
You
would
think
you
Evan's a transfer guy?
would you be loyal if you were like a 5-star
This is a
hotshot and you were
terrible question.
good? Like, what if you won like a natty or like runner up? You're like, I just did that at Michigan State. You know, I'm gonna go to like UCLA now and have a fun year. And then
Evan
I'm
would
gonna go to
not.
LSU, and then I'm gonna like it'd be fun as hell.
Grant said he would transfer every single season. If he had a
Awesome.
free waiver to do it, he would do it
Dude,
every
you
year.
would be public enemy number one if you
I know.
were good. You would be so hated.
I know it'd be sweet though.
Evan is a loyal guy. I don't see
But you
it.
have to be good. If you are like a
I mean,
JT
maybe
Daniels,
I would consider
it's
like
not good.
I would
Keaton
consider
Slovis.
I would consider after like 3 years maybe going to hook up with Lincoln Riley.
Well, you do have a
hot.
boner for him.
I do have a boner for him because he's coached 6 years been 6 years as a head coach. Half of those years he's coached a Heisman Trophy winner.
Did you guys know something that made me
No,
nervous
listen,
about
Evan. I
Michigan's
love his
game?
offense.
Like I would want to win a Heisman Trophy. You're the best college football player that year.
What, that the Dugan declared for the draft today?
No, that Lincoln Riley's brother is the OC at TCU.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Duh.
No.
Why do you think
All
their
year.
offense is so good?
Because of the Riley
It's
tree.
the Dugan. Also, I didn't know Max Dugan was such a highly rated recruit as well.
It's also Duggan, I
He's
believe.
from
Let's-
I know. I just like saying Dugan.
We'll get to that game next week, but I don't really have anything else. Oh, the World Cup was sweet. I'm happy for Messi, even though I'm a Ronaldo guy. That was sweet. That was cool to see.
You're a Ronaldo guy for
Sounds
real?
like it was cool.
Puke in my mouth, dude. Why would you like him? He's a bitch. Crybaby loser. Entitled piece of shit. He's everything that the University of Michigan
Dude,
is. No wonder you like
To
him.
say that he's entitled is like he's one of the most hardworking people in sports and has been like in peak physical condition for like his entire life. That takes a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
he
hard
sucks
work.
now and he cries on the sideline when he doesn't play.
Rightfully so, dude. He's
no,
one of the best.
No. You don't get to cry, bitch. No. And he's a bag chaser going to play in some who knows what league for $250 million. Why?
I don't know.
Go ride the bench.
Why'd Messi leave Barcelona? Everyone leaves in soccer.
Where did Messi go?
PSG?
Where's Ronaldo going?
Messi's going to play for Miami, actually.
I saw that. I don't know if that's true
No,
or
it's
not.
100% true.
Soccer, everyone leaves. There's no loyalty in soccer. You can't
I
get
know,
mad at Ronaldo
I
for
know. But
hopping
Ronaldo's
teams.
going to a league that I've never even heard of.
He's also old now. They're both old.
Yeah, the difference is Messi's still really good. And Ronaldo stinks and doesn't even play for his own national team.
They're both good. It's just Ronaldo.
No. Messi's 10,000 times better than Ronaldo.
That's not true.
It was
He's
never
not
a
10
debate, honestly. Messi's way better. And Mbappe
It was.
is way better than Ronaldo and will be better by the time he's done.
Mbappe at this rate will probably be better than Messi when it's all said
Yeah,
and done.
it's looking like it. He's pretty good.
Anyways, my biggest take was that it's crazy. Like it's set in watching a country react to the only single sport they have. And I know like United States gets like all hyped for the World Cup and we would probably be insufferable and like really happy if we won, but it'll never be the same because we have NFL, MLB, hockey, college sports, NBA. And like all those countries have is a game where you kick a ball around. So like
Both they have pro leagues, dude, in basketball.
they have soccer.
basketball.
You just watch like their reactions, and you can tell like when they're just hugging their families and crying. It's like, yeah, I would not be doing that if the United States won the World Cup. So I'm happy to see a country that like obsesses about it that much like won. So good for them.
Speaking of that, I watched some of the Neymar documentary on Netflix, and he was saying like when Brazil lost in I don't know, one of the years they lost, they never win. He says it just means more to their country because their like country sucks basically. We just don't have the same type of
like GDP wise,
like everything about it, like freedom, GDP, wealth, all that. Just different.
I mean, it's just a sport like women's soccer. We're absolutely dominant.
Yeah, and we don't even watch. I mean, we do. Maybe the final. I'll be honest.
I watched their games in the knockout stages.
I think I watched them 2 games, semifinal, final.
Knockout stages for sure.
Pretty sure they stink now.
No, we better go 3-peat.
They just lost in a friendly to some terrible team.
We'll be fine.
I don't really care, to be honest.
Well, that's how we know we're at the end of the show. Cheers to episode 102. It's good to have the squad back. Follow us, Shot of MS everywhere. Listen on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Cheers to 102. And my side cheers is hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. Not to steal Evan's thunder. He's a big holiday occasion guy, but everyone have a Merry Christmas.
My cheers is to our podcast having enough money to retain Evan from his big dollar offers.
Yes, thanks for throwing the bag at me.
Negotiations.
Cheers.
Yeah. NIL was getting crazy.
Cheers. Happy holidays.